ambassador, where I've photographed multiple events, attended workshops to further my skills and knowledge, and helped instruct younger kids who are just getting into photography. I also became a water ambassador. I attended the Tier Trip Fall Retreat and also was part of the Burn It Runs on Water campaign. The 4-H competitions that I've competed in this year are consumer decision making, rifle, wildlife challenge, ag product ID, photography, range evaluation, food challenge, and photography judging. I'm currently the secretary of the Burn It 4-H County Council. I've attended the Burn It Youth Leadership Program and recently helped design and give out Christmas cards at the Country Oaks Nursing Home. And that's about it. Thank you.
And she's on the billboard.
Oh, she's the one out there. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you for you guys for coming. Y'all want to take a picture real quick? And we'll go
If we could, that'd be great.
I'd appreciate it if you don't mind. Bring your check again. Move this out of the way, and we'll do this a couple times. That's okay.
And then we also have some Christmas cards for y'all from the county council, Department 4-H. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Second. All right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. And most of these guys make really good bread if you go over to the bake sale afternoon day. I hope you got it in stock, but they sold out quickly yesterday.
We've been baking since about 7, so we're...
All right, so anyway, the AgriLife at the Extension office, they're baking bread for their annual fundraiser, and it's wheat berry, fresh ground from the wheat berry right into the, and yesterday right into my mouth multiple times. Sorry, Holly. So anyway, this is I really appreciate y'all coming up here. This is a wonderful time to celebrate our youth as we wrap up the end of the year. We've gone through some rough stuff this year, but we're glad that through this whole process, our youth have been staying strong and staying engaged. So, okay, I call agenda item number. Is there any public comment? Yes. Well, this is about public comment about this issue. I'm sorry, about agenda item number 5. I'm sorry, Mr. Berry. Thank you. And then, okay, I don't think we need to take a motion as far as I know. And so I call agenda item number 6, recognition of Austin Shell and Haven Hufstetler for their accomplishments in the 2025 Junior National Finals Rodeo. And I will go ahead and introduce. You want to take over this? Or?
I mean, if you've got it, we can get the girls up here for sure.
Hi, young lady. We have, you want to tell us a little bit about, say your name, and tell us a little bit about what you did?
Hi, I'm Austin Schill, and I went to the junior NFR with my rodeo partner.
Hi, I'm Haven Hufstetler, and I went to, thank you. I went to the junior NFR and qualified in barrel racing with Austin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know how to speak in public?
Yeah, this is, we worked on it on the way here. It didn't translate evidently. Okay. All right, so a bunch of different organizations, rodeo organizations in Texas and other states and across the country, but there's a couple that have risen to the top as far as the level of competition in the last 10 or 20 years, and the big one is what's called the KK. Okay, KK is named after a world champion barrel racer who the young girls have a picture with and met because of the success. So the way you get to Vegas is that it's a national qualifier across the continental 48. Okay, so you have to be in the top 80 in the barrels or the poles to qualify to Vegas to get invited. All right, and so these two outlaws qualified. Haven qualified in the barrels on her big horse, who is aptly named Vegas. And Austin qualified on her awesome horse, whose name is Mooch. Austin qualified in the barrels and the poles. And so the first step to get to Vegas is you got to be in the top 80 across the country, which takes more than a handshake and a smile. And compliments of Dad, Big Eddie, back there, and not only financial support, but time and effort. They were able to get that. And Mom, of course, Dale. And so they get to Vegas, which they set it up. It's running at the same time as the big girls national finals. Okay, so we got to meet some of the best in the world. And so you get to Vegas and the nerves are high. And so they have two goes. You're running against the best 80 in the country for 17 and under. So you're 10 and she is 11. Okay, and so they're on the lower end of. It's hard to get in at that age, but they fought their way in. And so then they take the top 15 in the barrels and the poles back to the finals, which is called the short go. So first you got to get to Vegas and be in the top 80. Then you got to get to the short go, and both of them made it. Haven made it in her event, the barrels, and Austin made it in the barrels and the poles. Okay, and then you get to run in the short go, which is Saturday, which is the same time as the final go in the NFR, which is pretty neat, and it's pretty electric in Vegas. My first time to go as a driver. Haven did awesome. She hit the last barrel, and if it hadn't hit that last barrel, she'd have been the top 10 for the country. So it was awesome, and she deserves a round of applause for that, Haven. Really extremely difficult to be there, especially at her young age. And Austin ran her fastest time on the biggest, when the lights were the brightest on the poles, got third actually when she ran her poles, she was leading the world in the poles in the 17 under. And then two girls who probably will be in the NFR in about 2 years, just barely beat her, and she ended up third in the round and fifth in the country overall for the poles, and 12th in the country overall for the barrels on her big horse named Mooch. So good job, big girl. And then one other neat little thing is that Austin's horse, his name is Mooch, his sister, whose name is Sister, was running in the NFR, the big girl NFR, so two horses out of the same stud, both run the NFR at the same time, Sister and Mooch. So, and that's the story of Haven and Austin, their first time with the NFR. So, good job, girls.
Okay, young ladies, we've got a recognition of accomplishment to Austin Shell, awarded to Austin Shell for her outstanding achievement qualifying for the Junior NFR World Finals and earning top finishes in barrel racing and pole bending through dedication, perseverance, and exceptional horsemanship. And then in recognition of accomplishment to this certificate to Haven Hustedler for her outstanding achievement qualifying for the Junior NFR World Finals and competing among the nation's top youth barrel racers with dedication, perseverance, and exceptional horsemanship. So we're going to present these to you. If you want to get this man. Yeah, come over here. Come over here.
Last time I put my hat on in the courtroom, they threw me out of court.
Oh, well, I'm not going to throw you out of court. All right.
Can I just say one more thing?
Can I just say one more thing?
Just hold it.
Eddie Shell, I know that Austin mentioned him, but he is in that arena hours on end with these two girls working their butt off multiple days a week. This is not possible without that man right there. So just, he is as much awarded as they are.
Come on, baby. Come on. good. Thank you all for your indulgence. Now I'm going to call agenda item number 3, public comments pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.007 and the Vernon County Commissioners Court Rules of Decorum. Any person may make comment on an item not appearing on the agenda. Any comments made will not be deliberated on by the Commissioners Court during the public comment agenda item. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Does anybody wish to make a public comment at this time for an item not on the agenda? Thank you, Mr. Berry. Sorry about that.
Thank you. My name is Robert Berry. I'm a landowner and resident in District 2. I'm also a participant with the Hill Country Land and Legacy Alliance as opposed to the 765K line on the G6 power line. I'm going to be quick. I am a little redundant, but I will be quick. First, I want to thank you all for your willingness to serve and lead the county. This is not an easy job at times. Thank you for your resolution on October 28th regarding the 765K power line. And the last thing I want to say is I've heard some discussion. Some of it's been more formal in the minutes and stuff about interactions with the citizens affected by this power line. I just want to appreciate that and want to encourage that, but I also would say that there are a number of sections and a number of groups the citizens have gotten together to represent themselves further on through the PUC, and that with any interaction workshop that is conducted, I would ask that encourage you to consider including representation from each of these groups that have gotten together to oppose this power line. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berry. Does anybody else have public comment for items not on the agenda?
You'll see the printing didn't quite pan out like I thought it might, but the green stuff is what I will try to present today. It's Christmas green, so good morning and Merry Christmas. My name is Tom Green, and I've got both some information to share and some questions to ask. I'm going to jump to the questions, which are at the end of your handout, and that is basically on the 765 kV transmission lines, which is what the subject is. What is the county's action plan, and how can I and others who are very passionate about this issue help? Now switching to the information, where we are. There are 3 Permian Basin import paths. There's 5 sections, 5 CCNs. The first CCN has been filed. It's for the western leg of the northern route. Its intervenor status deadline is January 12th. The next CCN is scheduled to be filed this month. It is for the western leg of the center route, which is our route. And the intervenor deadline for that will be latter January. I just want to mention the domino effect. Once the western leg of either of these routes is approved, the likelihood of the eastern legs not being approved diminishes greatly. And so the point is that time is of the essence, in my opinion, is an understatement. Let's talk a little bit about how the loads were determined to help establish this. Let me just say that I think they were of questionable origin. Letters from appropriate TSP executives, that's transmission service providers such as Oncor and AEP, were used to establish the gigawatt loads. And you ask yourself the question, the people profiting from the construction and the operation of these lines are also having huge influence on how big they need to be and how many there need to be. Remember, TSPs do not serve you. They do not serve me. They do not serve Texans at large. They serve literally themselves and their shareholders. That is their job. Our job is to protect Texans. What about things that were not considered in the forecasted loads? Current compute technologies, which are literally 1,000 times faster and more efficient, were not considered. The alternatives of local power were not considered. Many argue, quite literally, that the whole proposed program will be obsolete before it's placed into service. There's a lot to talk about with water as well, and natural gas and environmental. I'm going to summarize that with an opinion that was offered by a high-ranking public agency official in Texas when asked the question, how will all the water demands for the projected data centers be met? The answer was, nobody knows. There is no defined plan. There has been study, but no conclusive results. We don't know. And the official continued by noting that natural gas is no different. We don't know. So I'll circle back to the beginning. What is the plan and how can we help? And again, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
All right. And I appreciate the question, but we didn't put it on the agenda, so we can't deliberate on that issue today. So, all right, I call agenda item number 4. Any other public comment before I close public comment? Okay, close public comment. I call agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding a burn ban for the unincorporated areas of Burnett County. I sent blind copy last night, the current state of I guess the wildlife, Texas Forest Service fire risk. Got high humidities, incredible amounts of foliage out there that's ready to, it's very degraded and ready to light. But at this time, a survey of the fire chiefs, according to Mr. Marcio, a survey of the fire chiefs, and his recommendation is that we don't need to place a burn ban at this time. And then the second thing is I've been working with legal counsel that if such time that we do have any sort of outbreak of fires, that I am prepared, I have the orders prepared for a declaration of disaster, potential disaster with fire danger. So any comment from you commissioners? You've had time to look over the Forest Service information. Is there any?
I love the fact that you have the fail-safe in place, and I think we do need that, but I also know that a lot of people try to get things accomplished over the holidays, and they need the opportunity to burn. If they do it safely, there's no problem with that. But,
All right. Any public comment on this issue? All right. Close public comment. All right. Well, we'll move forward without any motion or any other any actions. I call agenda item number 7. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding appointments for committees and boards. Appointment of Pam McGregor to Burnett County Emergency Service District ESD number 3 board. Term to expire December 31st, 2027. Commissioner Luther. Reappointment of Thomas Guess and John White to Burnett County ESD number 4 board. Term to expire December 31st, 2027. Commissioner Byerly. Reappointment of John Smallwood and Barbara Postel to Burnett County ESD number 7 board. Term to expire December 31st, 2027. Commissioner Byerly. Appointment of Jay Kaiser to Burnett County ESD number 7 board to fill an unexpired term to expire 12/31 of 2026, Commissioner Byerly, and reappointment of Alice Price and James Shamard to Burnett County ESD number 8 board, term to expire 12/31, 2027. Is there any public comment on these issues? Okay, I close public comment. I hear a motion.
I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
only
Go ahead.
point of order I would bring up is that we need to establish when they're effective.
Oh, okay.
Are they effective January 1,
Yes.
2026?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to make that motion?
I make the motion to make these effective January 1st, 2026, and the expirations are within the item.
Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. I'll try to make sure I catch that next time. Any further discussion? Thank you, Commissioner Dockery. It's been moved by Commissioner Byerly, seconded by Luther. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the creating and appointing an original board of directors for Burnett County Emergency Service District Number 10, whose term will expire on December 31st, 2025. The appointment of James Shamard, Ned Eward, Barker Keith III, and Opal Campbell to Burnett County ESD 410. Is there any public comment? All right, close public comment. Motion, does everybody understand what's going on here? The election was held this November. The law says we have to establish a board for these next two items, and that board will will stop, or end, the terms will end on 31st, and then we'll have to reappoint whatever commissioners or provide new commissioners at our first meeting in January. And that'll be for 1- and 2-year terms at that time.
Correct.
Okay, so.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Byerly, seconded by Commissioner Luther, that we appoint the board for ESD number 10 as stated in the agenda. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding creating and appointing an original board of directors for Burnett County ESD 11, whose term will expire on December 31st, 2025. Appointment of Pete Fusler, Kenny Shell, and Gene Broadway to Burnett County ESD number 11 board. Is there any public comment? Okay. I close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
I'd like to correct the spelling on Pete Fusler, F-U-S-E-L-I-E-R. F-U-S-E-L-I-E-R.
Fuselier, okay.
And Kenny Schnell, who we have here.
Okay.
S-C-H-N-E-L-L.
N-E-L-L, okay. All right, and Gene Broadway. Okay. Thank you.
I think that's right.
Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Luther? Commissioner Byerly, seconded. Any further discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding voting for the nominated Texas Association of Counties Health and Employee Benefit Pool Board of Directors. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay. All right, close public comment. This list was submitted to us by the Texas Association of Counties Nominating Committee, and they're asking us to vote for or against or write in somebody else on this issue. So we'll need a motion to either vote for or against this slate of candidates, or something in between.
I'll make a motion to vote for the 5 candidates presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Byerly to vote for the 5 candidates, seconded by Commissioner Dockery. Any public comment? I might have already asked that. Sorry, I forgot to check the box. Close public comment. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to adopt the Burnett County Auditor's revised draft purchasing policy. Had a great workshop the other day. I had a lot of good comments, positive comments about allowing employees and the public to have opportunity to review and discuss this. And now it's ready to become our purchasing policy. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay. I close public comment.
I move to adopt the revised purchasing policy.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery, seconded by Commissioner Luther, that we adopt the policy as our own. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the following. Adopt the new congressional maps 11 and 31 here in Burnett County. sorry. Adopt the new congressional maps 11 and 31 for Burnett County, creating a new voting precinct number 21, using the boundary of the city of Meadow Lakes as the new voting precinct boundary, and establish the new boundaries of the voting precinct 19 following the map of the congressional district 11, with the exception of the city of Meadow Lakes. Do you want to lay this out, Mr. Ferguson?
Good morning. I'm Doug Ferguson, current elections administrator for Burnett County. And the very first page that I brought to you guys is the state map of all the congressional districts. You can see the blue section right in the middle that says 11 on it. It's hard to zoom in on that because it's such a huge map and it got kind of small, but you can see that that blue area went right across the bottom of Burnett County, right below 31 there. If you flip to page 2, you'll see the close-up of the bottom of Burnett County where District 11 is cutting across the bottom of our county. What it's doing is it's encompassing Precinct 19, Precinct 4, and Precinct 6, which is on the north side of the river over on the east side there. And so that's the new boundary that splits our county. And what it did was it split 19. The only thing in 19 that was on the other side of the river was the city of Meadow Lakes. So if you flip to the next page, you'll see the city of Meadow Lakes in yellow on the north side of the river. And so what that does is it takes the city of Meadow Lakes and moves it into, or keeps it, I should say, keeps it in Congressional District 31, but splits it away from 19 because by law you can only have one congressional district inside of a voting precinct. So as a result of this, we have created Precinct 21, and City of Meadow Lakes will be Precinct 21. That'll be the boundaries for Precinct 21. It'll stay in Commissioner Precinct 4, and nothing else will change about that for the voters other than just the precinct number. So what you're doing is you're adopting the new congressional district map and then adopting the changes to our voting precincts as a result of the 2025 congressional district map redistricting.
Are there any questions? All right, is there any public comment on this issue?
Hi, I'm Will DeRose. I'm the city manager of Meadow Lakes. We also have Mayor Bentley with us. I've heard no opposition from our city council or any members of the public in Meadow Lakes for this. It's my understanding that this is an administrative change, and functionally it will be business as usual with no changes for Meadow Lakes. So you have our, I guess, vote of approval for it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, any other public comment?
It also helps that they're already a voting center in Meadow Lakes.
Oh, okay, good.
That's correct. Meadow Lakes already has their
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close public comment. So, go ahead. Anything else?
That's it. I have an order for you guys to adopt and sign and to make this official.
All right, do I have a motion? You want to take all three of these, can we take all three of these at the same time?
You can.
Okay.
I'd move for the approval of agenda item 12 in its entirety.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery and seconded by Commissioner Collier that we adopt the congressional district maps 11 and 31 for Burnett County, create a new voting precinct 21 using the boundaries of the city of Meadow Lakes as the new voting precinct, and then establishing a new boundary of precinct 19 following the map of the congressional district 11 with the exception of the city of Meadow Lakes. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate all of you.
I call agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to set April 2026 date for the countywide BOPAID collection event. Is there any public comment on this issue? Thank you, Doug. All right. Commissioner Dockery, do you want to lay this out?
Yes, sir. We just need to, we typically do 2 collection events each year. We do a BOPATE, which is in the spring, which is a pared back version. It's not chemical collection, but BOPATE, of course, is the acronym for batteries, oil, paint, antifreeze, tires, electronics. We also collect loose metals at that. So we need to set our date so we can get our vendors lined up. Submitting for your approval today, either April 18th or 25th.
Which one is going to have the better weather that day?
Yeah, whichever day is going to be the cooler, clearest day. That's what we're looking for. But I want to look at your calendars and see if you have anyone has any conflicts or.
I'm here.
I'm good both days, either or.
Yeah, then I'll make a motion that we submit April 18th as the date, with April 25th being the alternative date.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery, seconded by Commissioner, I guess I'll have to call one of you, Byerly, that we adopt April 18th as the date for the BOPATE, and then the 25th as the alternate date in case of bad weather. So, any public comment? Okay. Close public comment. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the approval of work-related out-of-state travel for the Vernon County Sheriff's Department. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay. I close public comment. I think the packet's in there if you want to look over it, but basically I think CapCog's paying for the most of the training, but then we have some ancillary costs that we cover. So does that sound right?
Only shuttle to and from the airport,
and this is consistent with what we've done in the past, I know. So have a motion.
Move for approval.
Okay. Commissioner Byerly moved, and Commissioner Luther has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 15, discuss and acknowledge the selection of Michael Evans as, I guess they left, as the Vernon County Elections Commission. The Elections Commission had a meeting last week, I guess 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? A couple weeks ago, and selected him and installed him effective January 1st as the new elections administrator. I'll let you.
Vicenta Stafford, County Clerk, also Vice Chair of the Commission. I just want to put into the record the order that was submitted to the Secretary of the State yesterday, which is the appointment of the County Elections Administrator, just so that it's in the minutes. So
Thank you.
I'm going to submit that.
Thank you. Okay.
Does this require action of this court? It does not.
No, we're just presenting it as the Elections Commission under the statute, under the Elections Code, was the one that actually hired him, but he is an employee of the county, so we have to make sure we just acknowledge that he was presented as a new employee. Okay. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action. I call agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the approval of the required bond for Michael Evans, Elections Administrator. And that's also in your packet.
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Dockery has moved. Commissioner Luther has seconded. Any public comment? Close public comment. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to the annual renewal of the Vernon County through the Texas Association of Counties in an estimated amount of $255,000. So it looks like some of this form may need to be filled out still by some department heads. So after I get done, I'll just check with the auditor's office to make sure it's completed properly. But other than that, I apologize, Commissioners, that I tried to figure out a way to do this in one bite, but the way this system works with TAC is that we have to submit this for the request for approval, fill out the documents, and they'll tell us what the actual amount is. So I just want to give you heads up that you might see this again in the case of that it comes out more than $255,000, because that's the limit of the approval for today. Any questions? Is there any public comment on the insurance? Okay. All right, I close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval.
Okay, Commissioner Luther has moved. Second. Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 18, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to accept the Vernon County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Statement of Financial Position. And I know my copy was bad, but I think the online was better, so apologize for a little rough copying there. It's just an acknowledgement. Is there any public comment on the Community Supervision and Corrections Department financial position?
Move to accept.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Commissioner Byerly to accept. Commissioner Luther, second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, take appropriate action regarding the approval of the Vernon County Treasurer's monthly report, November 2025.
Good morning, Carrie Crownover, Vernon County Treasurer. For November 2025, we have a beginning cash and investments balance of $65,841,824.05. We received $13,979,569.54. Interest earnings for November were $225,849.59. Our disbursements totaled $10,487,485.14, leaving us with a month-ending cash and investments balance of $69,534,077.11. Donations received for November were to vet rides for $5,353.50.
So just to confirm that the LPPF, the local provider participation funds that we've been working with the two hospitals, that's beginning to be reflected in here when they're paying taxes and going and sending the money back to the state. Is that correct?
Correct. So this report does include funding that was received for FY26, and that expenditure will be reflected in the January report.
But I just wanted to make sure, because some of those amounts are pretty large. So if somebody was looking at this year and then looking at a year ago, we'd see, wow, it looks like they're doing a lot on that. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that we keep that, commissioners, as we're looking at these monthly reports, and the amount that the hospitals are putting in and then moving back to the state are pretty substantial as a percentage of these, right? Most of them have been about 10, 11 million at a time.
So it depends. It's of course, the rate that's set annually. And so just depends. It'll fluctuate year to year from what I understand based on their, I guess our customers, the patients. And so that will fluctuate and change. We are looking, this year was about 11 billion that came in, and then FY25 I think was around 9 or 10, so a little bit less, but yes, but that is included in this as well.
I just, like I said, I don't want to lose track of that when people are comparing year to year. We took on this really large transactional, it's not our transaction necessarily, but it is reflected in our books. So I sure don't want anybody to lose sight of looking year to year that there's been a pretty big sea change in our financial.
Yes, we're the trust and agency for those funds, and so they have to be declared in here, so
Okay. All right, any public comment? Okay. Close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval. Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved and Commissioner Collier has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action to approve a work order dated December 15th, 2025 with DIJ Construction in an amount not to exceed $30,500. This work order was approved as a supplemental agreement number 1 for, sorry, I did that very well. Put my staple too close. Bid number 256100-001, Burnett County Street Striping Project.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, any public comment? Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery and seconded by Commissioner Luther that we approve this item. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the budget interdepartment line item transfers. Have been provided for you, Commissioners. Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval.
Commissioner Barley, seconded by Commissioner Collier. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the FY25 budget amendments. Are there any public comments on this issue? Close public comment. Do I hear a motion?
I just have a question about that.
Sure.
Should that say FY26 budget amendment on the agenda item?
Yes, ma'am. That is a typo. Thank you. Mr. Counsel? It's a typo? 26? Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discuss and consider and take appropriate action regarding what was correctly stated as FY26 budget amendments.
Move for approval.
Okay.
Second.
All right, it's been moved by Commissioner Dockery, seconded by Commissioner Luther. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 23, discuss, consider, take appropriate action for the authorization of payments of claims previously approved by the county auditor. Sorry about the third tranche in there, but there was one that they needed to add it in that got processed and didn't get added. So but this time we have 3, but normally we have 2. Any public comment on this issue? Okay, close public comment.
Move for approval.
Second. Second.
I think Collier beat you there. So, moved by Commissioner Dockery and seconded by Commissioner Collier. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 24, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the approval to transfer obsolete and unusable assets from the Herman Brown Free Library to auction. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, I close public comment. Any further discussion? Do I hear a motion?
Pretty self-explanatory. I'll move for approval.
Okay. Commissioner Barley has moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Collier, second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 25. Make sure I'm with you. Discuss, consider, take appropriate action regarding contracts, agreements, or grants to be approved and are ratified. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to accept a grant from the Texas Water Development Board, TWB, for flood warning sirens, flood gauges, and other related equipment in an amount not to exceed $1 million. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into a contract with One Community to gather content for Burnett County Tourism Department in an amount not to exceed $9,000. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into a peace officer training reimbursement agreement with Owen Seaver and also the same with Brandon Cook. Approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into an agreement with Middle County Public Library for Family Place Library's technical assistance to the Bertram Library, and approve, sign, and execute all necessary documents and actions to enter into a local agreement and adopt an order for the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and Burnett County regarding utilizing space on the radio tower located at Highway 281 north of Burnett County. Are there any public comment? Is there any public comment on this agenda item? Yes, sir.
I'm Mark Bentley. I'd just like to ask, have you decided on how to allocate the $1 million in warning sirens?
No, that was a surprise. We had been talking to LCRA, and I'd reached out to several cities. I think we mentioned it, but we were anticipating a little bit different grant than what we got
Yeah.
last week.
Okay.
So we were talking about adding hydromeds and some other things. So we're going to have to start with scratch, but first thing we're going to do is accept $1 million, and then I'll be reaching out to the different cities and jurisdictions that are impacted and make sure we do it. So I will say for commissioners, when this first came out, the legislature is a $50 million pot of money, and they were talking about the 30 counties in the disaster area getting money for, thank you for the question, Mayor Bentley.
Yeah,
but what it was for was all kinds of flood type warning systems. So what ended up happening, though, at the Water Development Board last week, they scrapped that and they gave all 30 counties $1 million. So Travis County, million plus population, everybody that was in the floodplain, even little Concho County got $1 million. And so if they were in that disaster declaration from July 4th and 5th, they got $1 million. Now there's another $20 million pot of money that might be more reasonable. We're going to go ahead and accept this, and this is only for sirens or things that the sirens depend upon, like a flood gauge, a power installation, or whatever. So to be clear, this is only for sirens and any piece of it that it takes to make the siren work. The other $20 million is set aside for things that, especially on the Lampasas and the north, all the Gabriels, that might be more adding hydromed. I've been talking to LCRA for months about adding hydromed or doing some different kinds of things that would inform us about flood danger. And so this one we're going to accept, and then we're going to have to get with all of our partners in the area and figure out where sirens make sense. And then I will also probably be, as fast as I can, be turning around an application for the other $20 million that is actually probably more reasonable for what we need here. So, does that make sense? All right. Anyway, so with the rest of them, any other questions about any of these items, I'll be glad to answer. Any public comment? Okay, I'm going to close public comment, and then do I have a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner Luther has moved. Commissioner Dockery has seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, agenda item number 26, acknowledgement of receipt. No action to be taken. There's lots of material that's coming at us, and then some of these items actually, I've actually tried to go look up like some of the environmental quality things. I've just really, it's amazing how difficult it is to actually understand what the permit's for and some of these things that are coming at us. Where they're, when you try to follow the link back into the thing, but we're just going to have to accept them, and hopefully that other people that understand them better. And then there's also the elections administrator retirement letter that's at the end of that one. I want to make sure to point out on the record. So. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call agenda item number 27, discuss, consider, take appropriate action regarding Commission Court modifying regular scheduled meetings. Is there any public comment on scheduling Commission Court meetings? Close public comment. Do we need to modify any meetings upcoming? It looks like we got one on the on the 13th, and then one again in January on the 27th. So. Go ahead and call agenda item number 28, calendar review. I do want to tell you, commissioners, that as part of this 765, I will be calling a series of workshops and meetings. This will be in place of forming a committee, but we'll be using those as opportunities to have discussions among the citizen groups that Mr. Berry was talking about, and also Mr. Green. I will be setting these as a matter of convenience on space available. I don't anticipate that every commissioner has to come, but I will make sure that you're well aware of those dates and times and locations ahead of time, and if you can be there, that'd be fine, but no action will be taken. It'll be an opportunity for citizens to engage and tell us what they want to know. So, then, I'll load your calendar up over the next, it'll be several meetings, at least 2 meetings in January and February. I'll be setting as workshops. Okay. I call agenda item number 29, adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Collier, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
White.